Hello and welcome back to Vampire the Masquerade chapters. Tonight we are taking part in the first of the two Lasombra prologues, which is the portrait of Damian Buckfield. There is a fair bit of errata for this chapter, primarily focused around one of the clues that, the clues you can potentially get for doing investigations are apparently swapped around. 1 and 2 is often mistakenly written in the book and swapped around. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff. I will try and call them out as I can, but there is just a fair bit of stuff. It is possible because I did previously try to complete this scenario in an earlier video, which has not been shown. I deleted the recording because I hit an accidental dead end. You're not supposed, as far as I'm aware, you're not supposed to be able to hit any sort of dead ends outside of ones that specifically say you just lost, you have to start over, blah, blah, blah. I found a dead end when I was playing it that basically the only two options to progress were requiring clue tokens I had not gained during the scenario because of bad rolls. So I have emailed FlyOS about that. Haven't gotten an email back, but you know, they're a busy company. I'm sure they'll see it when they see it, and hopefully we can get that fixed before the next edition, or at least get it added to the errata list. With that being said, I've got the board set up. As I said, we are playing the Lasombra, Edward Harvey. Lasombra start with Humanity 5, which we were already at, but because of being at Humanity 5, you start at 2 Hunger, and you get +1 die to Intimidation. The Lasombra also get the Glitch Effect card, which gives you -2 successes to all technology skill checks. We do have our Driven card from the last time we played, which we can discard to regain a willpower. Though at the end of the scenario it will be discarded whether we used it or not. We have the lockpicking set that we're trying to find the guy to give it back to. Smart glasses, which give us +1 die to technology skill checks. Night vision goggles, which give us +1 die to awareness skill checks. And the flashlight, which gives us +1 die to search checks. Edward has 2 physical, 5 social, and 2 mental, giving him 5 willpower and 2 health. He has athletics 1, brawl 1, weapons 1, 0 stealth, 2 each in persuasion, insight, subterfuge, and intimidation, and then 1 in search and awareness, 2 in occult, and none in technology. Lastly, for his disciplines, he has Oblivion, Obtenebration level 1, Arms of Ahriman, and he has Potence level 1, Prowess. So, without any further ado, let's get reading here. The portrait of Damian Buckfield. These are the gentlemen I told you about, Your Highness. Sierra Van Buren says, motioning to you and the other Lasombra present, a man by the name of Wilson. Van Buren is an important figure in these modern nights and a ruthless negotiator. She's the one who got the ball rolling with Camarilla and managed to get the Chicago Magisters inducted into the sect. Now she hopes to do the same in Montreal with you and Wilson. Her motives are vague, but she lets slip that it's time the clan of Magisters claim their place within the Camarilla.
Miss Van Buren, Hilkers, the Prince of Montreal says. His voice makes you want to choke the life out of him. Unfortunately, he's already dead. I've given it much thought, and I think the Chicago experiment was a good start. I'd like to use the same rules for my city. He glances at the pale, tall, lanky Nosferatu standing next to him. The latter nods. Since this city used to be a Sabbat stronghold, there must have been some survivors from the Inquisition's assault, no? Van Buren gives him a courteous smile and nod. She briefed you and Wilson before your meeting with the prince. Of course there were survivors. She's the one who informed Hilkers about it. You wonder how long the city can keep Montreal together before the Second Inquisition goons come knocking. Apparently they've been having trouble with disappearing kindred lately. Sierra believes that if you can help with that, they'll put the Magister's clan in the prince's good graces and ensure that she strengthens her influence on the eastern seaboard. If anything, I am a magnanimous ruler. I know how hard Paladin Jackson has been on the Keepers, so let me make you a deal. If you two can destroy one Lasombra, I'll allow you both into my city. Miss Van Buren, as their sponsor, you'll always be welcome. As of guest, of course. When the deed is done, please contact Miss Van Buren. I have other matters to attend to. Van Buren walks you out of the prince's office and gives you a sly smile. I knew he would do this. I've taken the liberty of doing a little digging beforehand. During the elevator ride down, she explained she found clues about a rather isolationist Lasombra who used to stay in Montreal, one Damian Buckfield. Her agent's photos were useless for tracking him through facial recognition software due to the Lasombra curse. But they learned a portrait of his has been sent anonymously to an art restoration studio downtown. If you can find out who sent that portrait, or if you can get a good enough look at him on the canvas, perhaps you'll have a lead to find Buckfield. Good luck, gentlemen. Do not disappoint me. Find the whereabouts of Damian Buckfield is our objective. Action, read Event 1. The NPC standing behind us is Wilson. So, Event 1. Two Lasombra walk into a studio. Wilson holds the door open for you. I don't like snooping around, Harvey. We're supposed to be above that. Why should we do all the grunt work anyway? Gives a few days, a loyal servant or two, and we can find this Damian Buckfield without lifting a finger. You know this Hilkers idiot is only making us do this so he can lord over us. Show us our place in the city, so to speak. Betcha, Will. He knows we'd be better at ruling this city than he could ever be, but let's not antagonize the big dogs here, not yet. You both enter the studio. The place is quiet and bathed in darkness. Soft light shines from under the door to your left at the end of the corridor. Wilson pipes up again. Let's get this over with. Resume playing.
So, because we only have 1 athletics, we only get 3 movement. It is... Or no, wait. 3 movement? 2 movement. It's been a minute since I played. Athletics +1. Okay, never mind. We have 2 for our movements. So, not that we're currently on a time crunch. 1, 2, 1. Investigation number 4. The door, page 69. The door is closed. You quietly try the handle and find you can turn it all the way. Good. It's unlocked. So this is, this I believe is one of the errata. Yeah. It says in the book, if the action token number 2 tile is on, or action token number 2 is on the tile, which is this one that we haven't used yet, you can listen at the door. As per the errata, that is not part of it. There's no reason for that, so you can make this anyway. So listening at the door is make a mental plus awareness check, difficulty 2, success read IN 2, failure read IN 1. Or you can open the door and step in which case you remove investigation token 4 from the tile, read event 9, or you can step away from the door and resume playing. So we automatically have 1 success for awareness. We get 3 dice because of our night vision goggles. Though 2 of those get replaced with hunger dice now. But we only need to get 1 success, so odds are kind of in our favor right now. And there's the 1 success we need. So IN 2. You can hear soft sounds coming from beyond the door, like a curtain fluttering in the wind. The sounds are regular enough for you to know that it's not an actual curtain. You remain vigilant just in case.
take the Compose number 13 effect card. Okay, Compose. It's easier to keep calm when your blood runs this cold. +1 die to your next mental check. And actually, I'm going to stack. Cut these in half. And then just sit them there so we've got them on hand. So we can open the door, in which case we read event E2. Otherwise, place action token 1 on the designated hex. So right for the moment, we are going to go ahead and replace that with action token number 1. And step back from the door. So next we're going to go here to action token number 2, page 77. Impromptu locksmith. Door is locked. Unfortunately, you do not have the necessary tools to pick it silently. This is another spot that got eroded. It says on here, if action token number 1 is on the tile, that is able to be ignored. You can try to force the door open by force. You can try to open it by force by making a physical plus brawl check, difficulty 2. Success, read E6. Failure, read E5. Back off and leave it alone. Resume playing. We do have 1 brawl and 2 physical. Prowess, unfortunately, only applies to combat scenarios, so we can't use it here. But again, we got 2 dice to work with, both of which in this case are going to be the hunger dice, and we only need 1 success, which we've got. So E6. Here's Harvey. With a crack, the door bursts open. Almost immediately, you hear the sound of something light falling to the floor in the adjoining room. Move action token number 1 and number 2 from the tile. Set action token number 3 and number 4 on the designated hexes. And resume playing. So now we'll go 1, 2, and up to investigation 1. Stored paintings, page 57. This small cramped room is filled to the brim with paintings of all sizes. Most are set in temporary frames, while others are nothing more than canvases wrapped in plastic. Many of the pieces are either portraits or still lives, but something is off about them. Make a mental plus search check. So we get +1 die to our search checks. We have 1 success automatically. And because of composed, we're going to get an additional die as well. So we'll have 4 dice with 1 automatic success. We need 0 to 2 successes to read Ion 2, 3+ successes to read Ion 1. So we'll get 2 black and 2 red this time. That's going to give us 2 successes. We are going to spend a willpower to re-roll our 2 black. And we are going to push those guys off to the side so they're further away. There we go. That's another 3 successes. So 5 successes total. Read Ion 1. You don't know much about art, but you're fairly certain these are all reproductions of classical works. Those that aren't, the few you can identify, are probably from local modern artists. You're about to leave when you notice that many of these paintings are eerily similar. Grab a couple to confirm what you saw. It's the same pose, same general silhouette in the portraits. It's as if the conservator is unable to actually restore them. hides his mistakes by painting over them with all the grace of a kindergartner. So this right here says to take clue token number 2. That, again, is another eroded section.
This should be clue token number 1. Which is that one. Remove investigation area token 1 from the playing field and resume playing. So, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And we're going to go to action or investigation number 3, the Bas-Relief, page 65. On the desk sits a bas-relief. It's a wooden carving depicting an assassination. Judging by the clothing of the actors, the scene takes place during the classical antiquity period. It's almost complete. Make a mental plus occult check. We want 0 to 3 successes. Oh, and we got rid of composed. 0 to 3 successes, read Ion 1. 4 plus successes, read Ion 2. So we have 2 automatic successes. We've got 2 dice. We are going to... So right now we would only have 2 hunger dice. Again, we are going to rouse the blood for an extra die. So give us a black die, and then after we make the roll, we'll have to make a hunger check. And if we fail that hunger check, then we'll have 3 hunger dice. But so right now we've got 3 dice to work with. We have 2 automatic successes. We need 2 more successes. And we got 3 more successes. Awesome. Okay, Ion 2. Bas-Relief. 3 characters are depicted on the relief. It's missing a lot of details, especially in the background, but a sketch line next to it on the desk gives you a good idea what it will look like once it's completed. It's signed DB. You recognize the sketch. It's based on a piece by Jan Muller. Except the third person in Muller's version is a man looking out into the distance, whereas a woman is staring at the murders in this one. Slap the names Cain, Abel, and Lilith somewhere on there, and it would be Christmas for a Nodist. Take clue token number 3. And because I've got the errata up there as well, it also should be at the following instruction after take clue token number 3. Take the Vigilant number 37 event card or effect card, which this is 32 and up. Vigilant, plus 1 success on your next awareness check. And then we remove that from play. We are going to utilize our driven real quick before we do anything else, just to get back to full willpower. And then we're going to move 1 here to investigation number 2, canvas on easel, page 61. Canvas on this easel. Oh, wait, almost forgot. Before we do that, we need to roll to see if we get hungrier. We do not get hungrier. The canvas on this easel depicts a man sitting behind a mahogany desk. A window in the background displays a rural landscape by a lake. Make a mental plus insight check. 0 to 3 successes, read Ion 2. 4 plus successes, read Ion 1. So we automatically have 2 successes for insight. We have 2 dice, which again would be reds. We are going to go ahead and we are going to do our hunger check. We're going to do another rouse to give us a 3rd die again. And we need 2 more successes here, which we get. 4 successes, read Ion 1. The painting is still in progress. You can see pencil strokes under thin layers of paint in the lower half of the canvas where the desk is located.
Despite that, someone has been restoring the background. Whoever did it has done a much better job than the person who touched up the subject, the man behind the desk. Strangely, with the restoration half done, you can barely make out the original colors under the restored layer, and they're radically different, both in the foreground and background. Are they intentionally sabotaging the work? Take clue token number 1, which, as we already have that's because the errata for this indicates that we're actually supposed to take clue token number 2. Move investigation area 2 from the playing field. This is actually going significantly better than my last attempt, because in the last one, I only managed to succeed at investigation 1. I failed number 2, I failed number 3. And to see if we get hungrier, we do get hungrier, so we're up to 3 hunger right now. Something else I found out is if you have more hunger dice than you do in your pool, you still get all the hunger dice. I did not ever realize that. So like if we had to make a mental check, even though we have even though we only have 2 dice in mental, we would still get all 3 hunger dice to utilize. Okay, so we've now got investigation or action 3 and action 4. Let's go to let's go to 3. So 1, 2, 3. Action 3, page 80. Secret window. Window is closed, but you notice the latch has been left unlocked. Peering through, you can't see anyone in the street. You wonder if someone could have jumped off the 2nd story and ran away when Wilsman walks up behind you. What are you staring at? Window's unlocked. We might have spooked our friend. Wilsman sighs and points to the table at your right. He's in there, dumbass. He did not hide his displeasure at your incompetence. Set the Wilsman NPC on the designated hex. So he goes right where we're standing, which moves us there. I did know, because last time I went straight to 4 because it was the closest one, so I knew that the guy was right there. But I was curious what number 3 would be. So take the Risible number 34 card. Risible. -1 success to your next intimidation check. Well, that's annoying. Okay, remove action token 3 from the field and resume playing. Well, seeing as we're now right there next to him, we're just going to go straight to event 4. Hide and seek. You hear a whimper coming from under the table in front of you. You plant your feet down before it and cough loudly. Scared-looking man in his 20s crawls out from under the table panicking. You grab him by the shoulders and lift him up. Remove action token number 4 and read Scared Intern Dialogue D1. Page 5. You brush the dust off his shoulders and arms, keeping quiet all the while. Your silence freaks him out even more and his lips begin to tremble. Hoarse voice finally leaves his mouth. What do you want? We can ask, where's Buckfield? Read D2. You have clue number 1. You can ask him exactly what they're doing with all the shoddy paintings. You have clue number 2. You can ask about the work in progress on the easel. Let's go ahead and read D4 with clue number 2. What's your business exactly? That big canvas over there, what are you doing to it? Are you prepping it for contraband? Is that what Buckfield has you working on? What's going on here? I have no clue, I swear. I just do the backgrounds and whatever Mr. Tremblay asks. There's one there in his that one there is his personal work. It's not contraband. We don't do illegal stuff, I promise. The young man speaks so fast it's hard to keep up. Who's Tremblay? My boss. This is his place. Tremblay might be an alias of Buckfield. The man before you might actually not be in the know. Where is he? Where does he live? He gives you Tremblay's address. Hopefully that's what you need. Will, go grab him for me, will you? I'll be right back. Do what you want to him. And with that, Wilsman leaves the studio in a hurry. The intern's ignorance is too genuine to be lies to protect his master. Still, you ponder what to do with him to avoid the worst. Seen as... So our options are use the intern to scare his boss, read D9, kill the intern, hide the body, read D10, lock the intern in the storage room, read D11, or let the intern run away, D12. Seeing as we're going to get -1 on our next intimidation check, I think we should try to use the intern to scare his boss. So D9. Make a rouse check. Success. Snake-like shadows slither across the intern and grab him by the throat, the wrists, and the ankles. He struggles ineffectively against his bonds, which you mentally order to tighten even more. And now we wait. Take the Forced Loyalty number 75 card. Forced Loyalty. Trust that you'll see the wisdom in my offer. Anything but will be your end. Edward Harvey. Discard when instructed. Read event E10. Special delivery for Edward Harvey. Wilsman returns after a few minutes. He's dragging an older man behind him by the wrist. Set your character, the Wilsman NPC, and the Romeo Tremblay NPC on the designated hexes. So we go here. Mr. Tremblay goes there. Like that. And Wilsman goes there. If he'll stay on his platform. If you have the Forced Loyalty 75 effect card, you must read Romeo Tremblay Dialogue D28. Otherwise, read Romeo Tremblay Dialogue D1. So we do have that, so we're going to D28 for him. Fragile, handle with care. The older man behind Wilsman is half asleep and probably concussed, and it takes a moment for him to fully realize what he's seen. Pressed against the shelves is the intern, barely breathing, restrained by his own shadow. Tremblay's eyes grow wide. As he begins to look around for an escape route, you notice a deep purple welt under his left eye. Who are you? Why did you bring me here? He asks. There's panic in his voice, but it's not the same as that of an employee. Make a mental plus insight check, difficulty 2. So, we've automatically got 2 successes on insight. And as I said earlier, we've got 3 successes, or 3 hunger dice to work with here. Which gives us 4 successes. If we had more skulls than we did successes, then we would have to make a rouse check, but we don't. So, success, read D29. You've seen this before, haven't you? His fear is not born of what he saw, but of who you are and what he knows you're capable of. His face betrays past experiences. You've seen this before, haven't you, Tremblay? Maybe you were even the victim at one point, no? Never, I don't know what you're talking about. You mentally order the shadow to tighten around the intern. Tremblay lets out a feeble, I thought you were all dead. Take 1 investigation success token. Read D31. What a magister is capable of. Careful, Tremblay, saying these things could get you killed, but since you know who we are, what we are, maybe it'll be more amenable to help you, say threateningly. If he's dealt with another magister before, breaking him should be a cakewalk. His mental fortitude is probably nil. Make a social plus intimidation check, difficulty 2. Success, read read D4. Failure, read D32. So typically, we would have, so we've got 3 dice for that. We get an extra 1 from our Humanity 5. We would typically have 2 automatic successes, but we are going to lose one of those because they're arisable. So we only have 1 success to work with starting off. But we only need 1 other success, so. Which, we've got 5 successes total. D4. Questions. Where's Buckfield? Tremblay's eyes become distant. I have no idea what you're talking about. He's too scared, too broken. Something's preventing him from talking, and your ability to control the actions of others will not help here. You're going to dig around to find Buckfield's whereabouts. If you have clue token number 4, you must read D5. I'm very curious what clue token number 4 is. Because both my attempted playthroughs, I have not seen anything about it, so I have no idea what that is. But you have clue token number 1, you can ask why they're altering the paintings. You have clue token number 2, you can ask about the point of the operations, why are they sabotaging every painting they're given. Clue token number 3, you can ask about the religious bas-relief on the desk. The only artwork here isn't a restoration, but an original. I am going to ask about the bas-relief, so D6. Not buying it. Tremblay answers immediately. It's for a client. He likes those Gustave Doré carvings, and I wanted to give him a reproduction. Tremblay, I know this is not Doré, it's Jan Muller, and it's based on a sketch by this DB, clearly Damian Buckfield. Why don't you come clean, Tremblay? If I'm telling the truth, why won't you believe me? Ask Wilsman to make him talk, read D10, or make him talk yourself, make a social plus intimidation check, difficulty 3. Because we did use the Riseable card already, we've got both of our successes back. And again, we would still have 4 dice to work with, so we only need 1 success. And we got 3 successes and 1 skull. Success, read D13. Can't be Cooper. I don't think you got what we meant. We're not here for you, but if you keep playing us for fools, we'll have no choice but to rip your spine out. So who is this DB? He's a client of mine. He pays a lot for his commissions, more than my regular rates. Has he ever commissioned something else? His eyes go to Easel almost involuntarily. What about it? What did this Mr. DB request for this one? Take 1 success token. Read D8. Something's not right. It's not good. It needs to be changed. His voice has gotten monotone, like when a mortal is being puppeteered. You point to the piece on the easel. Even this one? Why? The original underneath is well done. I'm no artist, but it looks objectively like a good painting. It's not what the client wanted. His excuse doesn't hold up. Couple that with his tone, you get the feeling you need to jog his memory somehow. If you have the Forced Loyalty Effect card, which we still do, you must read D14. You can't handle the truth. The intern shouts, "Tell them the truth, please, Mr. Tremblay. You don't want to die over this, please." You look at Tremblay. What's he talking about? A flash, miraculous for someone his age, Tremblay throws himself at the canvas, intent on destroying it. We can intervene physically by making a physical plus athletics check, difficulty 2. Success, read D17. Failure, read D18. Or if you have Oblivion plus Obtenebration level 1, which we do, it's default for the character, so I'm guessing this is for like if you did further playthroughs where you had a completely blank slate version of your character. You can roll to grab him by his shadow, which we are going to go ahead and, well, yeah, we're going to go ahead and grab him by his shadow because we're Lasombra. So D19. Make a rouse check. Which we make it. Ribbon of Shadow snakes from yours to Tremblay's and flings him across the room. He hits his hand on the edge of the desk and passes out. Wilsman is impressed by your violence. You don't fuck around, Harvey, so what'd you find that rendered him useless? Bluffing, you approach the easel and motion for Wilsman to do the same. Read D24. The portrait of Damian Buckfield. You stare closely at the painting. The latest layer of paint is still fresh. It'd even be possible to remove it, but it would have to be a delicate process to avoid destroying what's underneath. You grab some paint thinner and get to work. Make a physical plus awareness check, difficulty 4. So we get +1 die to awareness checks. So again, we've got 2 physical, but because our hunger is at 3, we would get another one.
We get a freebie from our night vision goggles, and we get 1 automatic success, giving us 2. So we need to get 2 successes on this. We got 1. Let's spend a willpower to re-roll this fella. We'll spend another willpower. There we go. So 4 successes. Read D23. Delicate touch. You grab the paint thinner pot and dip a cotton swab in it. You begin rubbing the canvas and veiling the original underneath. If you have clue token number 1, which we do, the original figure in this painting is a well-rendered version of the person you saw on all the works left in the storage area. You can see he's relatively young with very pale skin, almost gray. His eyes are dark and foreboding, and he's depicted outside in broad daylight before a wood cabin next to a lake in a wooden area. Read D27. Painful memories. Take 1 investigation success token. This is the man all the paintings in storage. It looks like it's the first one. You look at the signature, completely uncovered now. Romeo Tremblay. You turn to Tremblay. When did you paint this one? In 1999. It was never finished, never up to his standards. I never knew what was wrong, I still don't. It's driving me crazy, and now I can't remember how to reproduce it. I can't do anything. Tremblay shakes his head vigorously and blinks hard a few times. What has he done to me? Something is trying to prevent Tremblay from remembering, but that's something is failing. You go for broke. Buckfield? Yes. Where? Now? I don't know. Then? Points to the canvas at the easel. Laurentides. He had me paint the landscape first during the day at Lake Leonard near St. Hippolyta. Tremblay is sobbing and shaking. The memories of his years under Buckfield's thumb are probably flooding back to him. Should leave him incapacitated for a time. You have places to be. End of Lasombra, Chapter 1. You can read the conclusion on the back of the narrative page. Do you think the prince will get back to us about what happened tonight? You had to break the silence. You've been silently watching Wilsman drive in silence for the last 45 minutes. Why should we care? We're not part of the sect yet. We don't have to play by their rules, replies your driver derisively. I don't think you understand how gaining into someone's good graces work, Will. Jesus, Harvey, can't you get a joke? Sheesh, I knew folks from New York were all angry and shit, but I thought you had a sense of humor. I don't like joking when it comes to my continued existence, Will. You drive over a bridge, another one. By your recollection, you should be on the North Shore by now. Wilsman refuses to use a GPS. He'll fit well with the stuffy Luddites of the Camarilla. You, on the other hand, are ready to do anything to keep on living. If that means rubbing elbows with that pathetic excuse for a prince or enduring Wilsman's behavior, then so be it. Keep your investigation success tokens. They will be used in the upcoming chapter. You may now play Lasombra, Chapter 2, The Lonely House in the Woods. So, the clue tokens go away, but the 3 success tokens we get to keep. And we get rid of forced loyalty, and we did use Vigilant. So that is the end of the portrait of Damian Buckfield. I hope you're enjoying. Hope you're still enjoying, I should say. I know that we've been making some steady progress through. Next time we will be playing the second chapter of the Lasombra Prologue, which is The Lonely House in the Woods. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.